Michael David Carbone here. These are just ideas that I'm throwing out there. I have two ideas that I want to do ideation on, and I am working on starting right now. Excuse me, a process to do ideation that is going to be swift, quick, uh, comprehensive, and fuzzy, so it grabs onto other things, Velcro-like, or maybe like a puffball of some sort in a room full of Velcro. Anyway, I'm using this as part of my, I guess, a second brain project. I already use Obsidian. I'm already clicking through about 10 pages a day, but then my own ideas kind of get lost in that soup. So the two things that I want to ideate today, and I want also to have an AI workout brainstorming kinds of things, and then I can set up frameworks so I can do work later on. The first one is AI transformation. So basically, now that I understand some of the nuts and bolts of agentic processing and application building, um, I can see how many things this is going to change in the mainstream of business. And the interesting thing is workflow. So, my aim for this to be interesting to me is to look at very complex workflows that are unique and specialized and really complex. So I come from a background where I do business rules, and I've done them in SQL, and we represent those business rules very critically in database structures and administration. Um, but they're time consuming, obviously, and that process could be accelerated with AI augmentation, and also some of it can be completely automated. Uh, so from augmentation to automation. And as we did this in the early 2000s with ERP integration projects, because ERPs didn't necessarily talk, you went from the evolution from basic accounting systems to ERP, the era of SAP, Bond, PeopleSoft, Oracle Financials, from the era of Great Plains and simpler accounting systems. And then those did not have business intelligence or analytics hooked up to them. And so I did a lot of integration of those systems. So AI integration is going to happen, and also with the big consulting organizations, as certain SaaS platforms, which were both of those, both BI and and ERP, are disintermediated by a new, more bespoke, maybe same cost, maybe lower cost, of agentic applications. So my angle on that specifically will be local first, code first, and small data. And those will be hooked up to also smart clicks or aligned clicks. So one of the things that I want to do is enable aligned, philosophically aligned people to find each other, and then to establish cliques so that when new subscription-based software tools come online, that they have some priority over individual users, and then thus can get understand where a free tier is and collectively pool their money so that they can do better. I think that align clicks, which is the second idea, is a way for decentralized, distributed organizations and people of similar interests can mob up, as it were, and work together independently rather than going to Reddit or going to Meetup or going to Facebook or going some of these other places where ultimately, yes, they want to meet in person. You want geography to be one of the attributes of an aligned clique, but also that it is more permanent than transitive because this is the thing that's going to replace church groups, as it were. This is the thing that's going to replace bowling alleys. It's one of the things that are going to replace clubs, because at a certain point, a club gets more than 40 people in it, there's a new dynamic that's going on. And when it has 200 people or 500 people, they can't meet on a regular basis. They could take over a Discord, but again, Discord is I don't know. I can't tell you what Discord is or is not because my bias is against it. I don't like it. And I also think only gamers and developers are really interested in Discord. I think people would be more interested in different interfaces than Discord or Slack, also because they're expensive, but Discord is not. So Discord has its advantages there. But I can't believe that we couldn't do it with texting or something else. But let's leave that channel open. So a premise of aligned cliques would be aligned identity, and it's clear to me from something I've seen just this week are that there are profiles and metadata that ask a certain amount of questions that can be part of an identity. So maybe this is the third idea. And the third idea, which I mentioned before, is an intermediary bot, which is to say what people are doing with ClaudeBot and ClaudeBot configs, that is just about what they do, but it's not necessarily about who they are. And there's going to be a need for people to be flexible in who they are, but at least be able to reach out to people who they are, who are like them, so that they can find an aligned clique. And then some people are just going to do it all, and then you will know that the people who are doing it all are actually bots because you don't have all those interests. And I see that in terms of my subscriptions to Substack. When people say they read 900 other Substacks, well, that's impossible. So anyway, that's the idea for ideation right now. We'll talk about more about later.